Hello! Today we're going to be doing a very floral look because the sunshine has me feeling so alive. And I've got this picture of a hibiscus and it looks so beautiful, and I want to look as beautiful as it does. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So when I'm trying to create a look based off of an image, I kind of want to focus in on 2 or 3 things that are really drawing me to it that I can try and replicate on my face. So first we've got the colors. We have yellow, orange, and pink, and they're so bright and cheery and are really what drew me to this flower to begin with. And then they're also in a gradient. So that's kind of like an application that we can mirror on our face and just have those colors in a gradient on our cheeks perhaps. And I was doing some research, and these little bits here, I know about pistils and stamens, but specifically these little yellow dots are anthers. So I want to incorporate those yellow dots right in here on my inner corner. Also, I did record this look a few days ago, but the audio turned out like deep fried. So I'm re-recording it because I loved how this look turned out, but now I'm like a few days older, a few days wiser. So I'm going to see if there's anything that I want to tweak and just make this look even more improved. First, I'm going to use a little bit of the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer on my cheeks, just because I'm going to be going in with skin tint and blush, and I'd like them all to lay as smoothly as possible. And I just do a little bitty amount and tap it in right in this little cheek triangle. And this primer isn't going to make you look like a porcelain doll or anything, but it's going to give you a nice little filter, a little haze. I feel like you could keep this look super bare and not do any like foundation or skin tint at all, but I have products and I want to use them, so I'm going to do a little bit of underpainting, which I don't even normally do, but I think that'll help keep this look a little more natural, but still letting me get a little contouring here, a little chiselment. And I've been playing around with different contour placements recently, but I kind of always come back to this little scoop because I feel like it just makes my round cheeks look absolutely adorable. Okay, now we're looking quite chiseled, so I'm going to go on top of that with the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint from Danessa Myricks. And this is currently in my makeup rotation, so I've been getting to play with it a lot more. And I really like it. I wasn't a skin tint everyday kind of gal, and I'm still not. But I do use it more than just like going out on like a date or something. I'll slap it on just to feel a little bit more perfected on the day-to-day. And it doesn't feel like super heavy on my skin or anything. It just gives a nice sheer tint, which is what I really liked about the Glossier skin tint, but that one just did like basically nothing. And as I'm getting a little older, I would like something with just a tiny bit more coverage. By the way, my name is Gianna and I'm 30 and I live in what is currently sunny Chicago. It's not always like this, but God, it is so beautiful when the sun is just shining and the skies are blue. I truly feel like a brand new person. The winter, the seasonal depression was hitting me hard, but now the sun is out and I'm like, I feel like I shed skin, like I'm a brand new woman. I really like the finish that this gives. It's pretty hydrating. I mean, it could be more hydrating, but I like that it doesn't make me look greasy or oily, and it gives a decent tint of coverage, so I like that, and I can see myself using this in the summertime. It just doesn't feel heavy. I'm really happy with that purchase. I'm very wary of buying like full coverage complexion products because I just never use them, so this is like a good middle ground for me. Oh, and now I'm using my Kulfi concealer in the shade Glossy Guava. This is so creamy and hydrating, and it's just perfect for a natural look. And I don't usually put any on my outer corner, but I'm going to do a little swipe because we're going to be going pretty ham with some eyeshadow and blush, and I want them to pop as much as possible. Now that the sunshine has given me more energy, I'm trying to make like a bucket list of stuff that I want to do in spring and summer. There's this place, the Garfield Park Conservatory in Chicago, and they have a flower show going on that ends in May, so I'm trying to get my butt there before it's over. I just want to be around nature, man. So please let me know if you have any fun plans for spring, and maybe I'll teef some of them for my bucket list. Alright, what's next? Oh, I should probably set. So I'm going to use the LYS setting powder in Brilliance, and this is their banana powder, and I really like it because it's quite brightening, but also gives a very soft look, and I feel like the innermost part of a flower is like the freshest part, like still moist, and this doesn't make me look dry at all like some other setting powders. You could take a powder puff with this and it makes you look like photoshopped, but I'm just using a fluffy, this is the Real Technique setting brush, and just like directly patting it in. I don't want to be too mattified. Okay, before we start on the eyes, let's do some brows and primer. I'm using the NYX Brow Glue in medium brown. This is also in my rotation, and I've talked so much smack about it, but now that I've been using it consistently for a few weeks, I think it's quite a nice little brow gel. And if you rub it along your skin when you're applying it, it does deposit some of that color. And so I can kind of get that reddish brown tint, which is why I bought it. I just got my eyebrows threaded for the first time in months, and that's also contributing to me feeling like a brand new woman. Very nice. And this doesn't give you like a crispy hold, it's a softer hold, but they do stick together. The cap of my About Face primer just came unglued, so I can't open it. Not ideal. Don't love that, but I'll deal with that later. Time to find a new one. Alright, just zoomed you in for some eye stuff, and last time this is where things went a little sideways, so I'm going to try and learn from my mistakes. I'm using the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint in its Blitz, and this is their primary yellow. Last time I used it, I applied it directly onto my lids with a little applicator, and then I used a fluffy brush to kind of blend it out. Bad idea, it got very patchy. So now I'm just going to apply it with this, and that'll be it. Maybe I'll blend out the edges, but definitely not the whole thing. I'm still not loving it, and now it's creasing. Ugh. It really doesn't matter that much because I'm going to cover it up with another eyeshadow, but it's just irksome. Time to repeat these horrors on the other eye. Okay, if I'm doing something terribly wrong, please tell me. I will not be offended, I will be enlightened. I just did another little layer with applying the paint directly onto the brush and then kind of like patting it in. And that was a little bit better, but it still looks like I just stippled paint on my eyes. It's not really a solid, cohesive layer. But we're gonna move right along to the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, and this is in Bumblebee. And this is just gonna cover that all up. It could be better, but it could also be worse. I'm going to take another Super Shock shadow, and this is in Verano. This is, I think, from a Becky G collab, so this is ancient. And I'm just applying this to my outer corner, but also layering it in the middle to get a gradient effect on my eyelids. I'm just going to go back over the middle with that Bumblebee to get even more of a refined gradient. I feel like this looks a little different than when I did it last time, so when you see me at the end, you're just gonna have to suspend disbelief. I'm gonna add a bit more of this Verano shade, but just kind of put it a little bit closer to my cheeks because I want my eyes and my cheeks to just blend into one big, beautiful bloom. Alright, now I'm taking this absolutely gorgeous shade from Wet n Wild. This is Dare to Soar. It's kind of a dupe of one of the shades in the Fenty Beauty highlighter duo, the Mimosa Sunrise Sangria Sunset. I decluttered that duo, but I kept this because look at the little hummingbird. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and apply this like underneath the high point of my arch in my eyebrow. Just to get some of that pink in there. Cool. Next I'm going to do some eyeshadow underneath my eyes, and I'm going to reverse the order that we use them on my lids. So I'll start with this one. Okay, neat. I'm feeling pretty good now. Makeup looks are a journey for sure. Oh man. Okay, this part last time was a real struggle. So back to this little demonic makeup product, and I wanted to add little, what do they call again? Anthers. I wanted to add those to my inner corner, and I have this nail dotting tool. I was gonna just use this to add little dots on my inner corner, easy peasy, I thought, but it was not working last time. But for consistency's sake, I'm gonna try it again, and then if it doesn't work, I'm going to fall back on just adding some colorful gems on top of them. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Silly, silly. That one was a little wonky, but not too bad. Okay, this looks really great. I think I'm just gonna leave them like this because it was my original plan, but when you see me at the end, I will have rhinestones because it did not go so well last time. But yay! Ooh, let's zoom back out and do blush. Oh, I actually forgot that I wanted to take a little bit of this glitter from Urban Decay. It's in their party favor palette, and it's called No Shame, and it has like pink and yellow glitters in it, which I think really complements this look. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. I'm feeling good. All right, to my favorite time, blush time. So last time I started with a orange blush, and this is Golden Hour from Tower 28. It wasn't as punchy as I wanted. The orange was getting kind of lost and smothered by the pink, which I don't want to happen. So I'm gonna layer it and then add a little pop of Joy from Rare Beauty on top to give a little dimensional orange blush. Oh my gosh, how could I forget fake freckles? Fabulous. Now for the tiniest dot of this. I'm gonna say that that did something. All right, let's add a few of these and then put some blush on the nose. Sweet. And for the pink blush, I'm going to be using Self Love by LYS. Just gorgeous. This was in my makeup rotation previously, my winter one, and it's so great for winter because it gives you that flush cheek look, but then in spring and summer, it's just the perfect pop of pink. So I really can't leave it alone. I'm just always reaching for it. And I kind of want to take this up even like underneath my eye. We're not being shy today. And I'm kind of letting myself go overboard because once I put on the setting powder, it's going to kind of mute everything down a little bit. I'm going to use my Hourglass Translucent Medium Powder. Now we're all set, but I want to set the blush even more with some powder blush because this is just a mega blush moment. We're going for it. So for the orange blush, I'm going to use this Sweet Cheeks blush from NYX, and this is in the shade Summer Breeze. And this is a really pretty coral that I'll definitely be using in the summer. And for the pink, I'm going to use the shade Mood Flush from the Hourglass Unlocked palette. It's very tiny though, so it's hard to get your brush in the right place. Oh my gosh, we are so blushed and flushed today. I feel so cute. All right, let's wrap up the look. A little bit of setting spray. For the lips, I want to pick up more of the kind of fuchsia berry tones that are going on in this hibiscus. So I'm going to use Fenty Beauty Berry Banger. This is their like Poutsicle lip stain. I'm considering lining my lips with it, but I feel like that could go terribly. So I'm not going to try anything new right now. Just dab some in the center and then blend with my finger. This will cling to any dry patches you have in the most unflattering way. So just something to be aware of. Yay, okay, I like that. I do have a couple dry patches going on, but not the worst, not the worst. Okay, I'm jumping around. Let's do mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, and this is also in my makeup rotation, and it was my fave for years ago, but I'm rediscovering it, and I feel like the formula is much wetter than I remember, so they kind of like, the lashes will clump together if you're just being kind of loosey-goosey. So I'm interested to see once it dries out a bit more if it's more like how I remember it being. Also, I got my lashes lifted Monday, and what a freaking difference. My lashes are usually horizontal. I have very like straight Asian lashes, but they are at attention right now. And I really don't like curling lashes. I just feel like no matter what curler you use, they're not great for the health of your lashes and they end up breaking off. So I'd rather do a lash lift, take a break, do a lash lift, than just be consistently curling. That is some black mascara. I know the lash lift is doing a lot of work, but I feel like they look cute and separated. So I think we're making our way out of Clumpy Town with that mascara. And lastly, I'm going to use some of the AF94 Shine On Lip Gloss, and this is in the shade Do You See It? Just a clear gloss, but my gosh, is it glossy. Just going to tap a little on top. Just so you can see a before and after. I'm just going to take whatever setting powder is left on this again and run it over my face. And wow, okay. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Even with that dang patchy eye paint, I feel like this turned out even cuter than the last time that I did it. Don't tell past Gianna when you see her, but I'm just feeling so stoked. And I feel like we got pretty close. I think I did justice to the hibiscus. No one's gonna match that beauty, but I feel like I did a really good job. So now that we're all ready, I'm gonna hand you over to past Gianna for a fun day out in sunny Chicago. I changed because I feel like a pink shirt kind of just looks better with this look. So this is what we're working with. And we're gonna head to the library. I have so many books to do, but I still wanna get more. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. But then we're gonna get lunch. I think we're gonna do poke, which I haven't had in a while. So I cannot wait to get outside. I have yet to stop sweating, but that was such a lovely walk. And I'm so glad I got to go to the library, and having more books I feel makes me more excited to get through the books that I already have because I want to get to the new stuff. I got 2 romance novels. The first one I have is called So We Meet Again by Suzanne Park. And this is giving enemies to lovers, and they start a YouTube channel in this, so I thought that'd be really fun to read. And then also A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley. And when I was checking this out, the librarian was like, that one's really good. So I'm very excited for this. And I haven't read anything fantastical or magical in a while, so I'm excited to revisit and re-enter that world. And lastly, I have a novel, Rouge, and I really wanted to read this last year, but I guess so did everyone else because it was constantly checked out from the library. but I just remember it having to deal with like mortality and an obsession with youth and beauty, and I can really get into those themes. So I'm glad I finally get to read it. But I had such a great time outdoors, and I also felt just super cute in my springy look. And I just wanted to thank you for watching this video and for hanging out with me. I feel like we did a really lovely look. I think we paid homage very well to the hibiscus. So thanks again for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!